Holly Rigsby, author of FitYummyMummy, here to answer your questions about kettlebells. Thank you for submitting those questions to the blog. I have them all mapped out here for you. Got a quick video that's going to help you decide how to best incorporate kettlebell into your strength training workouts. One of the most commonly asked questions was, how do I choose a kettlebell? What's the appropriate weight for my fitness level? So starting off with whether or not you're a beginner, most women start using a kettlebell that weighs anywhere between 8 and 12 kilograms. Pound-wise, you're looking at anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds getting started. And yes, you can use kettlebell workouts even if you are a beginner to exercise. Because no matter what type of strength training program that you get started with, it's all a matter of practicing proper form and following the progressions. Kettlebell, dumbbell, band, body weights. You don't jump to the most advanced part of that program thinking it's going to help jumpstart your results. No, you start at the beginning and you work your way up. So even if you are a beginner, yes, you can use these workouts. Follow the directions. So what if you're advanced? What weight would you start with? Well, you can start off with a 12 kilogram kettlebell, which is going to be a little over 26 pounds. That's going to look like this. And that's going to get you started with a lot of the more advanced movements and give you the challenge that you need. Whereas your 8 kilogram kettlebell is going to look about this size. The thing to keep in mind is, especially if you're more advanced, is that you are going to be using this kettlebell to kind of look at it like this. You're going to be pushing, you're going to be pulling, you're going to be swinging, you're going to be lifting. So keeping that in mind, if you are more advanced, you don't want to go so heavy that it's going to prevent you from performing one of those types of movements. On the opposite end, you don't want to go too light. I'm just going to show you a little screenshot here, a little picture of what you want to avoid. Do not start off with anything less than 15 pounds. As you saw from that photo, it can be very misleading if you do go into a store to pick out a kettlebell because you see kettlebells that are 3 pounds, 5 pounds, or 7 pounds, which is like in the photo. My baby is 4.5 months old. He weighs 12 pounds. That's much heavier than the kettlebells that are being sold to you on the store shelves. You need a kettlebell that's going to be challenging enough for you to create change. If it's not challenging, no change will take place. And plus, for a lot of the movements, one of the biggest mistakes I see with the kettlebell swing, which is a very common movement, is that people will end up using a weight that is way too light, and they'll miss out on the fact that it's a lower body powered movement, and they end up using their arms to lift that weight and totally miss out on the benefit of the move. So make sure that you're choosing a weight that, yes, is appropriate for your fitness level, but is also challenging enough to allow you to get the most out of your workouts. I mentioned in my before and after photo, kind of a snippet of my success story so far, after having Alexander, being able to get my body back by incorporating my kettlebells, that I was also using kettlebells while I was pregnant. Before I was pregnant, I was using kettlebells. So during my pregnancy, I was not adding in a brand new workout program. It is very important anytime that you start a new fitness program, whether you're pregnant or not, that number one, you check with your doctor. This is especially important if you are pregnant. And if you are pregnant and you have your doctor's okay, if you wish to incorporate kettlebells into your strength training workout, then please find an instructor that you can work with in your area. It is much better to have their guidance and their support than you messing around at home and getting injured in the process. How many kettlebells do you need? Well, you just need one to start. And really, you can get away, especially if you're just starting off with the 8 kilogram kettlebell, there's a lot of movements that you can do and modify to get the full strength training benefits out of an 8 kilogram kettlebell. After using it for a couple months and going through your workouts, you might find that, hey, I'm pretty efficient at using that. I want to go ahead and bump up the weight. I do have a wide range just because my husband needs a heavier weight range when he's using kettlebells, and I use that to my advantage for my lower body exercises. Where can you buy kettlebells? Well, you can go into your local Walmart, Target, any sporting goods store, or you can go online and find a place to buy them like performbetter.com. Here's a quick kettlebell usage tip. Make sure that you're working out in a safe environment when you're using your kettlebell. And really, you don't need an area bigger than 5 by 5. But you want to make sure that it allows you to have enough room to swing and move this kettlebell around. So if you have small children that like to run through your workout area or like to hang on you while you're working out, that's not safe when you're using a kettlebell. And yes, I have to put this out there because sometimes accidents happen because we didn't realize it. But you also want to consider that kettlebells, when you are first getting started with the usage and the handling of your kettlebell, that there's going to be times when it might fall. So you want to be able to be in an area that it's okay if it does fall. Like if you have nice hardwood floors, you probably don't want to be practicing them for the first time in your home. You want to be finding something like the garage where if it does fall, it's not going to damage anything. And going right along with this, oh yeah, wristbands. These are beneficial for you to wear no matter what your fitness level, because I still wear them too. But the racked position of your kettlebell looks like this, and what's happening is it's sitting on your wrist, and even though your wrist is straight, there's some bones there that it's going to be sitting on. So even if it's just sitting there, it's nice to have that nice cushion, and then when you start working with your kettlebell and it starts moving and rolling around your wrist, there are going to be times when it bangs your wrist. So you want to make sure that you protect your wrist by wearing wristbands. And going right along with the safe environment, I mentioned something about allowing kettlebells to fall. Happy feet or fast feet? And yes, I've had a lot of questions about barefoot. Why are you barefoot? What's the benefit of that? What if you drop the kettlebell on your foot? Won't it hurt? Yes, but if I have shoes on and I drop a kettlebell on my foot, it will still hurt. That's not what this is about. It's not about wearing some shoes to protect your toes, unless they're the steel-cut boots that you're going to be wearing. Nope. In fact, when it comes to barefoot training, there's a long list of benefits, but when you are training with kettlebells, it's very, very important that you are creating a strong base and a stable base, so it's the ability to stay stable throughout your workouts. And if you've practiced yoga, no one there is wearing shoes, especially those fancy cushioned elevated shoes. Those are not appropriate because the purpose is to get grounded. So that way that is that strong base that you're moving from. And if you have these fancy tennis shoes on, there's no way that you can feel what that flat ground is like, and your feet can't grip. Which is one of the benefits of working barefoot, is that you're strengthening your feet because your toes actually have to grip the floor in order to help keep yourself stable, which all leads up to creating a tight core. It improves your balance, it improves your posture, many benefits to this. And that in turn obviously is going to increase performance not only with your workouts but with everyday movement. So when it comes to training with kettlebells, barefoot, sure, but if you don't want to be barefoot, depending on what environment you're in, then find some flat-soled shoes, or my husband uses these, the Vibram shoes that have the fingers for the toes that allow that flat surface, so your foot can still feel grounded and be able to provide that gripping movement to keep yourself stable throughout your kettlebell movements. So what's the difference between kettlebells and dumbbells? Well, I outlined this all on the blog. You can find the title of that blog, Kettlebell versus Dumbbell. But just to kind of show you, and yes, you can use a dumbbell for a lot of the kettlebell movements. It's just going to feel differently because obviously when you're holding a kettlebell like this, or a dumbbell like this, the weight is distributed evenly on each end. Whereas you pick up your kettlebell and now it's in one area, it's centered in this one area here, and it's outside of your hand, so it's going to feel much different to handle and to maneuver. And that in turn is going to cause your body to recruit more muscles more intensely, giving you a totally different feel to your workouts, increasing the metabolic effect, and really it's helping to move your body all as one movement versus an isolated movement. And just an example would be, there's a big difference in, and you can test this out too, in trying to press the kettlebell overhead. Notice my grip. I don't have to grip it, but it's throwing my body off balance, so I'm trying to balance here with my core. And then taking a dumbbell and doing it the same way. So you're gripping it differently, but the weight is distributed evenly, so it's going to feel different to your core. Okay, to wrap up this video, I had a lot of questions about DVDs in general. Number one, if you have purchased a FitYummyMummy Kettlebell DVD, yes, this is the same one. I've only made one FitYummyMummy Kettlebell DVD. Likewise, if you have purchased the deluxe DVD pack, which had a FitYummyMummy Kettlebell DVD included in that, this is the same Kettlebell DVD. Can you get the bonus online video? Yes, you can. Send your receipt for either of those products to holly@FitYummyMummy.com, and I'll send you the download link so that way you can access that bonus video. A lot of great moves. I demonstrate 10 additional moves that are not included in the Kettlebell DVD that I really love because they really help to engage my core and help tighten my core, as well as, well, it's total body, you guys know this, right? But I really feel it targeting my core, my thighs, and my butt. Some great moves in there, like the Turkish get-up, which I get a lot of questions about. Love that move. So definitely a bonus video you don't want to miss out on. Is the DVD available for download? No, but the bonus video is, and the full DVD will be shipped to you. Understand that shipping is included, and I do ship worldwide. If you're a member of Club FYM, I do offer additional online tutorial videos when it comes to kettlebells, that if you need some help going over any of those movements, I'm there to coach you through it and make a video to help demonstrate any questions that you might have. Or I already follow the FitYummyMummy workouts. Will this replace my resistance training workouts? This is a strength-based workout. So an exception to that is the kettlebell swing. Once you feel that you've mastered proper form with the swing, which, trust me, there's a lot of bad form out there, and if you need assistance, that's what Club FYM is for. The kettlebell swing can be used as an interval training movement. So that would be an example of where it could be cardio-based. So if you are completely new to exercise, can you use a kettlebell DVD? Can you use this kettlebell DVD? You absolutely can, and like I mentioned before, if you're a beginner, it's all about practicing proper form and following the progressions. You don't want to make the mistake of jumping in and doing too much too soon, injuring yourself, and saying, wow, that doesn't work for me. All right, those are all the questions that were submitted. Go ahead, jump on over if you have not yet ordered your kettlebell DVD. Even if kettlebell, like I said, is still something that's on your wish list, you can get started with a lot of the kettlebell movements with a dumbbell. So, and definitely following that same weight range, that you don't want to choose something that's too light. It has been a super helpful tool for me to help help burn off that post-baby body fat and get me the results that I have at this point with Alexander being 4 months old. Definitely a great tool at any stage that you are in your post-baby body fat transformation. If you have any additional questions, please list them below. I'll get right back to you. Oh yeah, almost forgot. The bonus video that has the 10 additional kettlebell moves, that special ends tonight at midnight. So if you want to get your kettlebell DVD and see what those 10 additional moves are with me coaching you through them, I have a sample video on the blog. Make sure you place your order before midnight tonight, Friday, February 11th. Hop on over, get your kettlebell DVD, and get your body back.